This past week, I made a pretty huge mistake, and it's a mistake I've been making fairly consistently over the past 12 years. I spent the last week trying to figure out a new approach to colors, and that isn't the mistake. But I was leaning towards monochrome colors simply because they would be more efficient. I didn't realize this at first, but as I was trying to figure out a new approach to colors, I realized that I was moving away from the color approach that I'd come up with earlier in the year because I was trying to find a way to make the art quicker. I was worried about outputting more content, needing to make finished pieces, wanting to finish this project, and this focus on trying to finish made me focus more on efficiency rather than enjoying the art. I've done this many times throughout my life. Over the past 12 years, there's many times where I've tried to make the art more efficient, and every single time I try to make the art more efficient, the art becomes worse. Sometimes it makes it way more inefficient, and I lose the joy of drawing. Make inefficient art because a lot of the times being inefficient is what makes it enjoyable. The more you focus on outputting art, right? That's the only reason to be efficient. If you're doing it for a career, sure, but I assume that you're a hobbyist. If you're doing this for fun, maintain the love of it. If your approach is inefficient, that might be a good thing. The way you make art should reflect the way you enjoy making it. One example of this is when I do my ink pieces, I work with a very specific ballpoint pen and a very specific watercolor paper. But the pen that I use isn't waterproof. If I switch to a waterproof pen, I could do my colors directly on that same watercolor paper instead of then switching into digital. But for me personally, every time I've tried to use a different pen, every time I try to use a different marker, it's not the same experience. Some of those pens are more efficient. Some of those pens I could ink faster with. But the pen that I use is the most enjoyable experience for me, so I stick to it. Every single time I've tried to change it, it doesn't work. All that ends up happening is I lose motivation for the drawing process because I lose touch with why I enjoy making the work to begin with. So whatever you do, try not to focus too much on becoming efficient. Don't switch up your process just because it would be faster unless you enjoy it that way. Yes, you can increase efficiency if that makes it more fun for you. But a lot of times, if you focus on the externals, if you focus on making the process as fast as possible, then you will lose touch with the love of drawing. If you are an artist that feels like you've lost touch with the joy of drawing, if you've been struggling with your art practice and the process just doesn't feel fun anymore, what I recommend you do is sit down and write out your expectations. If you want my help with this, check out the Inner Artist course that's included in the Absolutely Everything bundle. We start off that course grappling with expectations because that can really help us get back into the love of drawing. We can pull some of those weeds out in our garden, right? Clear it out so the joy and the beauty can grow back into it. If you want help with that, check out the Inner Artist course. And if you are a beginner artist, check out the 54 free drawing exercises that I link below. As always, you do not need my help with these things, but if you want my help and you want me to join you on your creative journey, check out the links below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.